Hey everybody, this is Mark Ohrenberger, and welcome back to the Graphic Novel Apostle podcast. Well, we're in another between week where we've had our full episode number 3 this past week, where we covered That Texas Blood Volume 1, which it seems that a lot of you enjoyed our episode, and I'm glad for that. I also want to say I've been really excited to see how many of you have said to me that you were reading along with some of these books and enjoying them as well. That makes me really happy. And coming up next Monday, we'll have our 4th full episode. That'll be covering the book I Kill Giants by Joe Kelly with art by Ken Niimura. And for that episode, we sat down with my friend Crystal Hogg. Crystal is a social worker who has spent a large part of her career focusing on families and children who have been through trauma. And she had a lot of really valuable insight to add to the discussion of the story of the young woman in that book. I'm looking forward to that coming out next week, and I hope you guys will enjoy that podcast as well. So for this in-between week, I had just one book from my pull list this week, and it was another new number 1 that I wanted to call attention to. It's from Boom Studios, and the book is called Profane. It's written by Peter Milligan, and art is done by Raul Fernandez. Peter Milligan is someone who has been in the comics industry for many decades. He's British and has written comics both for some of the British publishers and a lot over the years for Marvel, DC, and a host of other American publishers. I was familiar with 2 of his works over the last couple of years. One, he did a book called American Ronin for AWA Studios a couple of years ago. That was a highly trained hitman book with a bit of a sci-fi twist, and I enjoyed that one quite a bit. He had also done a book last year that I collected in single issues as it was coming out called Dogs of London, which he did over at Aftershock Comics. I had a less enthusiastic reaction to that particular series. It was a British juvenile street gangs and looking back retrospective kind of book that had also a sci-fi twist. And Profane here, this is a Los Angeles crime noir detective book that you know from the beginning also has a sci-fi twist that I think is going to be very interesting. I've got a lot of hope for this particular series. Let me just read the solicitation that the publisher, Boom Studios, put out about this book. Will Profane is a seasoned private eye, and solving murders in the sun-baked streets of Los Angeles is his daily bread. But something is strange about his latest case. Every clue leads him back to a world-famous crime novelist, lying at the center of this mystery, and dangerous truths about Profane's own life. And from the very beginning, this book sets up with a lot of those great crime noir tropes, and I'll tell you what, guys, for me, you put those 2 words together, crime noir, and I am in. You had a sort of voiceover first-person narrative running throughout the book. You had a femme fatale. You had our detective Profane, who has just such a great detective name, already being attacked physically in the first issue. And we get some really neat surprises that make you scratch your head a little bit in thinking about where the story is going to go from here. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to collecting this over the next several issues. I don't know how many issues are planned for this series, but I can tell you right now I'm in for all of them. As I said, this was just going to be a short little check-in this week. I hope you guys are doing great. I will look forward to seeing you all back here next Monday morning as we discuss I Killed Giants. Until then, keep reading those comic books.